Welcome back to this special edition of Hannity. Earlier today, President Trump held what he called an extremely productive call with new Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, adding that the two agree on many things. Meanwhile, despite the left's phony hysteria and endless claims that Trump will give tax breaks to the wealthy, Axios is reporting just the opposite.
Good evening and welcome to the U.S. Post. President Trump is truly fighting for the middle class, cutting taxes to ease their burden. However, some media reports claim he will do the opposite, raising taxes on the middle class while benefiting the wealthy. What's the real story? Stay with us. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates.
According to their sources, the president is considering allowing taxes on the wealthy to increase to cover tax breaks on tips. And speaking from the White House earlier today, President Trump floated the idea of letting people deduct interest payments for cars made in America. Watch this.
If you buy a car in the United States that's made in the United States, if it's manufactured here, when you borrow money, if you borrow money, you have interest payments, we're going to let you deduct the interest payment for income tax reasons. And I think that's going to more than pay for itself.
According to auto workers who backed Trump during the campaign, he is delivering on his promise to bring manufacturing dominance back to the United States. And while the left continues to melt down over Trump's proposed tariffs, they don't realize this is how he negotiates. Here's what he said aboard Air Force One earlier today.
On the car tariffs and just the reciprocal tariffs, a lot of countries are making gestures, including Britain, which has talked about reducing digital services. They want to make deals.
They do.
Are you in a mode, or
Well, it's possible if we could get something for the deal, but we've been taken advantage of for 40 years, maybe more, and it's just not going to happen anymore. But yeah, I'm certainly open to that.
Speaking on the Trump tariffs, Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno said any short-term pain will be worth it in the long run for the auto industry. Remember, Senator Moreno used to own a very successful car dealership business. And he joins us right now. Senator, thank you so much for joining us on Hannity. Explain more where you're at on these tariffs. What's this going to mean to the auto industry and for our nation?
Well, first, let me just tell you that on Monday, we are introducing legislation to do what President Trump said, which is to make interest on autos purchased that are made in America deductible. So we're going to do that on Monday. What President Trump is doing is he's saving auto workers and steel workers and the middle class in this country. Look, for 40, 50 years, our industrial sector got gutted because of terrible trade deals. It's very simple, Jason. If you sell a car in America, you're going to make it in America. And the reality is the tariffs will hit primarily very expensive automobiles. And in effect, that's a tax on the wealthy. You would think the Democrats would be in support of that. But when it comes to the cars that middle-class Americans buy, those cars will be made right here in America, and the cost is going to go down because we're going to get rid of all these electric vehicle mandates.
Now, one of the things that President Trump is at least hinting at least it's being reported at, is that he's okay increasing taxes on the wealthy to cover the cost of not taxing tips. Where are you at on that?
Yeah, 100%. Look, we are the party of the working class. Now, it's taken a while for us to get here. The Democrats are the party of the elites, the party of the crazies, the party of Hollywood, university professors. We're the party of the auto workers, steel workers, the people who built this country, the people who deserve to live a good life where a mom or a dad can have one full-time job, buy a home, buy a car, afford to go on vacation periodically, and retire with dignity. That's what our party stands for. That's who we stand behind. And look, with the money we're going to collect with tariffs, Jason, we're going to be able to restore Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security for generations to come for those very workers that pay into the system.
Yeah, if you combine that with the more efficiency with what DOGE is trying to do and duplicate payments and all the other horror stories we hear about, that's how you put those things on financial footing. That's how you get them back and moving in the same direction. But Senator, can the Congress handle that? Can Congress actually keep up with the president by passing the legislation needed? And can you do one big, beautiful bill in reconciliation?
We've stuck together thus far. Senator Thune is doing an amazing job. Senator Barrasso is doing a great job. We have all new leadership in the United States Senate. We've stuck together on confirmations. We've gotten the Congressional Review Acts done. We're working hard every single day, and I'm confident that we're going to get a bill that protects Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, puts in place policies that help working Americans, and absolutely show the country that the Democrats have no ideas, no leadership, and no uniting principles other than they're held hostage by the extremists in their party. And I think Mike Johnson, the Speaker Johnson, is also doing a great job, and he's going to get his conference across the finish line. We're going to get the work done.
Yeah, it is true about the Democrats, because all you hear is, oh, we're going to be the resistance. And then you hear no alternatives of any viability on what they suggest should be done. Last question, Senator. Donald Trump is giving master classes on actually how to negotiate. I guess what a lot of people don't appreciate, particularly with tariffs and working with these foreign nations, is that he is negotiating. It's his tool. But he tells us and foreshadows what he wants as a consequence, and that is parity. He wants to make sure that there's not these massive trade deficits.
Well, I agree with that. I think he's looking for fair and reciprocal trade. But when it comes to steel, when it comes to the auto industry, when it comes to energy, semiconductor chips, soon pharmaceuticals, I think it's not negotiation. I think this is the rules of the road. You must make your car in America, or you're going to be tariffed. We want that industrial capacity back. We have to rebuild our industrial heartland. And I think President Trump's going to do that. He's going to do it in short order. It's an imperative. He campaigned on it. I campaigned on it. And we're going to get it done.
Yeah, it is amazing the speed and velocity of where Donald Trump is taking us. And I'm glad to hear you talk about. Can't wait to get the details of where we're going with pharmaceuticals, because that'll impact a lot of people.